Hot mic, we are on the air. This is the Superfan Max Power Hour in less than 16 minutes, presented by the blog that's a day late, dollar short. This is Superfan Max, a.k.a. Jose Max, reporting to you live for the first time after returning back from my exclusive 3-year tour of Europe, Scandinavia, and the subcontinent. Play whatever song you want to play. I am back. You know, your boys are back in town. Baby come back. Welcome back, Carter. Back in black. Baby got back. Whatever you want to play. Whatever your favorite get back to song is. Nothing's really changed for me. Laundry in the machine. I'm broke. Miserable sports fan. And still no direction in life. But I'm living it. It's been a great summer so far. And I know I've been on that hiatus for the past 2-3 months. Whenever I last recorded. But I've been having fun. I've been going out. Having a good time. So, not full waste. We'll talk about that today. Before I get to that, what's up with you? What's new with you? No, come on. Speak your piece. Here's your chance. Keep it talking. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. Keep talking. Here you go. Floor is yours. And that is great to hear. I'm proud of you. I'm happy you're doing that. You're doing your best. That's great. And it's been a while since we talked. I looked at the YouTube page and it said May 18th. So several holidays and events have passed since then. Let's see. Let's pull up the calendar. Let's just pull up the calendar and start just looking at the month's dates. Let's see what happened May 18th. May 18th was our last episode. That was a Thursday. Oh, that's weird. I'll upload it early. Had Memorial Day. We'll talk first about Memorial Day. That's probably the first major event that we had. The unofficial kickoff of summer. I got to do my 2 stadiums in 1 day thing. I can't remember. I'm going to be honest. I listened briefly about whatever the other podcasts were about, but not fully, so I'm not quite sure what I talked about. Anyways, I don't know, I want to say reboot or what. Refreshing. We're hitting the refresh button on the podcast / blog. Might be renaming it. We'll keep a lookout on that for the blog. I'm thinking about calling it Superfan Max Thoughts or something like that. But as I was saying, I can't remember what I was talking about on the old podcast. Maybe I briefly touched about it. I know the last episode was baseball, and I probably could look at my notes and stuff. But I'm not going to at this moment. I'm going to keep talking. One take, one go. The per usual. I did 2 stadiums in 1 day. That Memorial Day. Monday, I believe, the 29th, yes. Many of you guys might know I was trying to do 3 stadiums in less than 24 hours or 36 hours. It was something around those lines. I was trying to go to Milwaukee that Sunday, then come back to the Cubs and Sox game that Monday. I believe the Cubs won that day. Marcus Stroman, he had a no-hitter going into the 7th or 8th. I know he pitched the whole game, so it was a pretty good game, pitching-wise. Then the White Sox hosted the Angels of Anaheim, Los Angeles Angels. Shohei Ohtani and the Fish, Mike Trout. Sox ended up losing that day, but Liam Hendricks did make his comeback that day, so it was pretty fun and impressive seeing that. It was, everybody was very happy to have him back. It was very cool to be at that game. Everybody cheering when he came out in the 6th or 7th. He was a reliever or wasn't the closer, but it was great. They had the stadium flashing, lights flashing, stadium lights flashing. Stadium lights flashing. I gotta open up my mouth more when I talk. And drink more water, so I'm not all spitty and saliva. I'm trying to think. Going on to June, what happened in June? I know I did a lot in June. I've been going out and about. Lots of games. I'm at... How many games am I at? 14? 15 games on the year? 16 games on the year, actually, and which is always asking the question, should I make the push to 20 in this baseball season? I know I got at least 2 more games in me, which puts me at 18, so I'm very tempted to, do the 19th and 20th game. If I am going to do that push, I do have to figure out how to get to a Thursday game. Thursday is the only game I haven't been to. But games in June have been. I went to 2 games in June, 3 games in July, and 2 in August so far. Which one was my dead month? Yeah, June was pretty dead for me, baseball-wise, actually. I went to 1 Cubs game, then I went to 1 Sox game. The Sox won 4-5. I got the MLB ballpark app open up on my phone at the moment. Give them a little shout-out, but it's not really going to do anything for me. MLB doesn't really need my help getting their money, but I'm still going to help them. Why not? I love baseball. Granted, I've been giving them a lot of my money. That's one thing I do not want to do this year, but I do want to do this year is put the tally of how much money I have spent on baseball / the White Sox all year. And I have a feeling it's going to be a big number. Emphasis on that broke that I was talking about earlier in the show. So yeah, the couple baseball games actually went to Niagara Falls the last week of June. Let's pull up the calendar again. I don't know why I closed it. It was that weekend of that 17th Cubs game. It was a pretty fun week for me. Once again, I went to the Cubs game that Saturday, Father's Day the 18th. I had to work, unfortunately, for a little bit, but came home, grilled up a couple steaks. Then that week of the 19th through the 22nd, I was in Niagara Falls. Pretty fun week. Something, I did have that recorded on my phone. I was going to kind of do a reporting live segment from there because I've been thinking about bringing back the podcast several times throughout the summer. I never wanted to get rid of the podcast. Like I said, I had those 22 episode commitments that I'm trying to do. Fulfillment. Fill that out throughout the year. So there's still a couple episodes that I'm going to do or have to do because I'm at 11 episodes. Like I was saying, I recorded the little waterfall segment. Let's see if I could play it. If I actually edit these podcasts and make my life 10 times better, but you know how we do, one take. I'm going to not lie, I do pause it every once in a while to get what I'm trying to say, but whatever. It's mostly one take, one shot. But I emailed it to myself really quick, so here you go. Here's a quick listen of that rushing Niagara Falls water. Something about, if you're kind of a nature person, you don't even really have to be a full nature person. You'll still appreciate it. But it's a state park, so you are going to be walking around and stuff. In nature, it's not like you're walking through like brush or thick forest. There are paths and stuff. But there's something about just watching that water just fall over into more water. It's just I don't even know how foot Niagara Falls is off the top of my head. I know they probably said it there. Niagara Falls height. It's 160 feet tall, it says. I just looked it up. 167 feet tall. And it's just, I forget how many gallons of water it is. It's like almost... it might be exaggerating, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 100,000 gallons of water just falling 167 feet. It's big white water, something about it. Just, you can't look away from it. It's just so peaceful looking. Made me want to quit my job. That's how peaceful it was. I was like, I should stay over here. If I had my passport, I probably would have went to Canada and stayed over there. I would have stayed over there. Of course, the day I leave, the 19th, after I get my passport rushed and expedited, comes the 19th, the day we leave, so that stunk. Still haven't been able to go international, but one of these days gives me a good excuse to go back. Then what else was I doing? That week, I think it was that Friday, I went to the Blackhawks draft party. You know, Connor Bedard is our number 1 pick in the future of our NHL team here in Chicago. Just dropped a magnet. Yeah, so it was very fun seeing that. I do have a video of me kind of there. You kind of see me on TV. I did wave my rally rag in the air just for that reason. Then we are going into June, 4th of July. Had a pretty decent 4th of July. Had that day off. 4th of July also made me think of my podcast, because originally I was going to actually start the podcast in 2022 around the year of around 4th of July. I remember I was going to do that, but once again, just too many people in my house, and I'm not able to record. Heck, hence why I am recording today. Nobody's here besides me and my good old pal Garrett. How you doing, Garrett? He's right behind me. Let's get that up. I'm not bothering him while he's sleeping. He's sleeping. What did we talk about? Yeah, I had the fireworks. I also had that recorded on my phone saying I should, do reporting live from the fireworks in my front yard or something. I don't know. I just, once again, get busy. Don't think about it. Can't record too many people in the house. It is what it is. I'm trying to think what else happened in July. Went to a couple baseball games. Trying to think what else happened in July. I know I had a pretty good July. I did go to the Crosstown Cup in July, but I feel like I'm missing something else from July that I did. Oh, NASCAR was in July. I had fun watching that on TV. Fortunately, I didn't get to go to NASCAR. I did have a worker's pass, but it really rained that day. I was going to go with my uncle. But, I don't know if you remember that July, whatever it was 4th of July weekend, I believe. We got that crazy rain, and that rain was just coming down. I think they said it was the equivalent of a month's worth of rain in 12 hours, so it was very crazy. We were getting water in the house, and we were trying to clean it up and stuff. By the time it was done, I was tired. I was already wet. I was like, you know what? I love NASCAR, or I love the thought of NASCAR or going to NASCAR. I don't really watch NASCAR on the regular, but I love the thought about it. I love that NASCAR in Chicago. They can't express that enough. I know they signed a 2-3 year contract, one for sure. The next 2 years, I believe, are options. I really hope they get to do it again, and I get to go watch it in person. It was so crazy just seeing those cars slam into the tires when they were trying to make those turns. It was pretty cool watching it on TV. That probably was made a little better because you can see the whole track, or you do see the whole race. When you're in person, you only get to watch what passes you. So I thought it was pretty cool. That's why I'm kind of hoping it comes back next year, because I will be a lot more happier or accepting of watching it in person, of watching what's in front of me, as opposed to being there for the first time and not being able to see the whole track or everything that has to come with the race like you get on TV. So it's always one of those trade-offs where, since I watched it on TV, I would like to experience in person. So hopefully NASCAR does hear this and does decide to come back next year. That'd be very fun, very great for the city of Chicago and NASCAR and selfishly me. What else happened in July? Nothing major in July besides those three things that comes to my mind. I'm definitely missing something. That's the worst part about thinking about the past couple months when you're not recording regularly, is that you don't want to miss anything, or it slipped your mind, so you sound selfish. Like, oh, it makes you question it. Like, was that really important to me? I really liked it, but I'm not remembering it, and it's only a couple months ago. Does that make me a bad person? I hope it doesn't. We're going to August. Yeah, I went to 2 games. It's only, the 15th of August, so it's not that crazy into the month, so nothing comes to mind that I've done recently. Trying to think. Yeah, couple games. I did have a great week last week. Last week I took 3 days off of work, which was totally fun because, what was it? That Wednesday? No, Thursday. Thursday, I went to the Bears training camp, drove all the way up to Hiatus Hall. First time really on the expressway for more than maybe 8 miles. So it was very fun doing that, accomplishing that, driving that full think it was like 30 miles. It's a full 30 miles, a lot of traffic, heavy traffic. So it was very fun, testing my skills and driving, showing I still got it and can conquer the expressway. Saw two trucks slam into each other, actually. Like, it was a tight corner, and one of the semi-trucks was bumping into another semi-truck. So it was very crazy. Then I got to training camp. Got this nice Bears training camp shirt on, Lake Forest on it. That was very cool. Met Daryl. Daryl, you've probably seen him at a couple of sporting events in Chicago, or most of them besides the Cubs. He's got that big mustache. He's usually throwing out the T-shirts. Had a very good conversation with him for maybe 3 minutes. I do want to try and become good friends with him and get him on this podcast. That is a very, not pipe dream. Seems like kind of realistic. He seems like a very cool guy. Because I did see him at the Blackhawks draft party, and he was in line in front of me, and I was like, oh, this is the guy with the T-shirts. And I jokingly, I was like, hey, you throw me a T-shirt, I'll catch it. And he just laughed or whatever. He said I had a cool hat because I always wear this big Hawks hat with a big red Hawks nose or beak. So he remembered me from there. Because I told him, I remember seeing you at the Blackhawks draft party when we were going in. I was the guy with the big Hawks hat. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. And, we had a brief conversation. I asked him how he started getting into it. Because he said he just applied for the job. But I know there's a little more backstory to it. I don't want to fully tip my hand because he did. If I do ever get him on this podcast, I do want to tell his side of the story. But he's like, oh, yeah, I was a scrawny kid and I was like sports, and this is the closest I can get, which he loves because he's doing the Bears games, the Bulls game, the Hawks games, the Chicago Sky. He's the GM or not GM, MC of the Windy City Bulls all the way out there in the suburbs. So he obviously loves what he does. So there's no slight to that part. And he said he just applied to it. Like I said, he was a scrawny kid, so he loved being parts of sports like that. And he does all of them. I want to ask him like which team he did first. I don't think I asked him which one was his favorite. Even if I did, he's not going to say directly he loves all of them. But I also asked him, I had to ask him, what's your favorite form of the T-shirt throwing? Do you like the slingshot, the air gun, or the arm cannon? And he said arm cannon won, the air cannon or air gun for the T-shirt. The T-shirt cannon, we'll call it T-shirt cannon, and slingshot last. So that is very cool. He said if I ever see him at a sporting event, get him a, tell him hi, what's up. So I do want to start forming that friendship. He is following me on Instagram. So, not to brag, got a Chicago celebrity on my Instagram feed all the time now. So it was very cool. He asked me what my name was. I was like, I'm Jose Max or Superfan Max. And he's like, all right, see you around, Superfan Max. So that was pretty cool. Also at training camp, they're running the drills. They're smart. They put the quarterbacks all the way across the two fields, so you can't really talk to them. So did watch some of the practice or the full practice. Didn't watch. Was watching the quarterbacks. Loved the defense though. Was watching special teams. Was kind of paying attention to the quarterbacks, kind of not. But what I noticed was Justin Fields didn't have the long ball. They weren't showing it off. I'm a little worried about that because when I was at the preseason game Saturday, we'll touch that later, he did have those 3 throws, 2 for touchdowns, but they weren't really deep passes, so I am worried about that. But it is a team sport, so if the whole team can make a play, that's good. It's fine. Long ball, whatever, short game. Joe Montana, won 4 Super Bowls with the West Coast offense, which is long handoffs when people ask about it. But, hey, I'm still happy about it. We're going back to Thursday, my Thursday, after that drive back from Hiatus Hall. Went to Nathaniel Ratcliffe and the Night Sweats that night at the Salt Shed. My sister hooked me up with some tickets, so shout out to her and the Salt Shed. So, listen to them. They're alternative rock. You probably heard a couple of their songs like Son of a Bitch, or I should probably say S.O.B. Kind of keeping it clean today. S.O.B. You Worry Me. That was my favorite song. You worry me. You worry me. Hey Mama. You probably heard a couple of those songs. Very good artists. I love them. They play them on WFMU XRT 93.1 here in Chicago. So give them a listen. Turn on the radio. Once again, they don't need my help, but I'm happy to support Chicago local businesses. That Thursday or Friday morning, woke up. I was very tired. Woke up at definitely woke up early, but stayed in bed for another 2 hours. So I was probably up and about at 10 o'clock or something. Cleaned the inside of the car out. Got to go lift in. Then my buddy got tickets from his work to the White Sox game against the Brewers that Friday night. But it also included a patio and a $25 voucher. So that's very cool. I got my medium sundae. They don't have the Grand Slam ice cream, which I'm very sad about anymore, but got the medium one free. Got that nice little sundae going. Decent game, back and forth, but Brewers, they pulled ahead. Same old song and dance for the Chicago White Sox all season. Very disappointing season. But once again, I'm going to show up day in and day out because I bought tickets in maybe April for the baseball game on Saturday the 12th, and whatchamacallit, it was the football jersey day, so had to go. That was the evening's plans. The day plans were watching that Chicago Bears preseason game versus the Titans, where we had 8 sacks, 4 turnovers. I know it's a preseason game, but it got my blood flowing. I'm very happy. Love defense. I can't iterate that enough. Always been a big defensive fan. Hey, you're from Chicago. It's what you're supposed to like. Big hits and beef sandwiches. But yeah, I'm hoping that defense, 2 sacks a game, 1 sack a game, that's something. That could ruin your game plans. Plus, if we get this offense going like it's supposed to be, 2 touchdown passes by Justin Fields and 3 completions. We don't need that long ball. We don't need the long ball. It is a team sport at the end of the day. Who can make a play? I can make a play. Khalil Herbert can make a play. DJ Moore can make a play. Anybody can make a play on that team. So it will be good if we're just moving the ball. We just got to move the ball. We're hitting field goals all day, but that was when we had the backups and Nathan Peterman, some other couple guys I can't remember off the top of my head. They were moving the ball in field goal range, but Justin Fields, he's going to make that. He's going to have that run ability to make those plays into touchdown plays instead of settling for field goals. So I'm ready for the season. I'm kind of ready for the season. Not fully, kind of. I'm leaning towards it, but I am ready. They are playing. Who are they playing next week? Indianapolis, I believe, in the preseason game, according to my magnet schedule that they gave me at the Bears game. Bears training camp. I'm hoping for a good football season because I'm kind of over baseball season, even though I'm trying to make that push for 20. I got a couple games still left in me, but not fully committed to them. I'm not going to lie, that Saturday night game, Char was in the sun all day, but me and my buddy were just dead after that game. Just at that Sox game, Sure was a good game, back and kind of, not really back and forth. It was 2-3. And it's not like the White Sox were light outs or anything, but I go crazy for that bone of beef race. I'm like, whatever at this point. I was just dead tired. It was a long day sitting in the sun. Sox not winning isn't helping, but it was still a good day. It was a good end of the week. Granted, it was a little, crabby Sunday morning at work, but hey, it's the price you pay. It was still a good day. Good week. Like I said, I haven't been recording. I had a great summer pretty much so far up to this point. I know summer's maybe 2 weeks away. My understanding when it comes to summer is May. Whenever you get out of school in May, if you were in high school, you did get out for summer break a little earlier as opposed to the grammar school. That May right there, the 2 weeks, your sisters might be in school, your parents are out and about, so you're home alone. So it's a little bit of bonus summer, walk around without your shirt on, in your boxers, whatever, watch whatever you want on TV, a little Family Guy, whatever's on TV, eat whatever you want at the house. Maybe go out to wherever if you have plans or can make it around town. You got that little bonus summer, that first couple weeks of May. Then June is full-on summer. June is probably when you start working your summer job, or that's when a lot of your good plans are coming in. That's good baseball weather because it's second month of the season, third month of the season if they play in April, but it's not really that much in April. So baseball's starting to heat up. You're watching baseball. It's good. Going out with friends. Summer seems like it's going on forever. In a good way. Not like it's dragging, but you got so much time on your hands. You're so happy. You're making money at your summer job. You're living life, eating ice cream, not a care in the world, enjoying life. That's what June is. That's up to the 4th of July. You get those 4 extra days from June to July. 4th of July is your halfway point of the summer where you're like, ooh, if I haven't done anything yet, I got to really do something now. I got to do something now because once August comes around, summer's over. Summer's over. Your pants are getting on you about your back to school reading if you got to do summer reading. If you didn't do it yet, school's right around the corner. You got like 20 days, 22 days. I feel like August 22nd was a big day for when school started, just off the top of my head for some reason. But you got like 22 days. Less than 22 days because you probably got like an event from July and August. I feel like a lot of summer events, like birthday parties, graduations, are in July for some reason. So July, you still got a little bit of time. Summer's narrowing down, so you're still thinking like, hey, I got time, but it's not a whole lot of time. Then August, when it's August comes, summer's over. I gotta say it, summer's over. You might as well be back at school. I really lost this argument at the end, or train of thought at the end. But yeah, August, like I was saying, you got those 22 days. You still got summer work, really. Probably, if you're lucky, you could probably get a week off in between. But even then, that week off, if you're in high school, you're going to summer orientation. You're buying your books in college. You're spending all that hard-earned money. You're hating it. You're like, I wish it was June where summer was endless. And on August, I feel like you got like those last... Everybody else feels the same way at August when it comes to summer. Like, hey, we got to do something as a family. We got to have a barbecue all together. And I'm not knocking it. I do enjoy that part. But it's also like, hey, I only got 4 weeks, 3 weekends left this summer. And I'm kind of spending one with yous. Then I don't know if I could do anything that weekend. Because you're like, I don't know if I want to go out. So it's one of those things where it's just like, it's the end of summer. I feel bad for everybody going back to school or who is in school already, which stinks. Should have dropped out like me, living that lifestyle that I live, where I'm going back in January. I think I'm leaning towards it. It's like 99% sure I'm going back because I'm getting tired of working where I'm at, and I don't want to sell my soul to that company just yet. I wouldn't have a problem doing it later, but don't want to do it right now. But till then, school back in January. But I am leaning towards going back in September just so I don't have to pay off my student loans. Because I could probably push them back like 2 years if I go back full time or minimum like 15 credits because I'm only like 39 credits short, which ain't too bad. It was a lot more strain on the mind at the time. When I left school, I think it was a lot worse than I was. But yeah, it's, nothing crazy at the end of my summer. I gotta hopefully go golfing at least once. I gotta go golfing between the end of August to the start of October because golf season's pretty much over in October. I'm 90% sure I'm still new to golf. But, it's pretty decent summer. I used to gauge my summers a lot on if you swam. I feel like if you swim in the summer, you had a good summer. Because I think the only time you really swim in the summer is when you're a kid, to be honest, or when you go on vacation. I wish I went swimming when I was in Niagara Falls. Not at the falls, I don't think that's allowed. I guess the stream, not at the actual falls, but whatever. I should have talked more about my Niagara Falls trip, but I'm already way past it. Yeah, as I was saying, swimming and summer are coexisting synopsis. I don't know what word I was trying to say. I can't remember. But, they go hand in hand together, swimming and summer. When you're a kid, summer is the greatest thing ever. No school, no worry in the world. So you're going swimming when you're at day camp. So it feels like the world's greatest thing. Just jumping in the pool whenever you want. Or whenever they allow you to. It's great. That's summer. But once you start getting out of summer camp, and you actually got a summer job if you were like me at the younger age, you're not swimming as much, maybe at a block party occasionally. Maybe all your buddies go to the beach together. And that's when you go swimming. Then if you did, it's a simple pleasure in life going swimming. But once you get older, you're like in high school or past high school. It's just like, hey, I'm just going to work all summer. Just get my money up, not my funny up. And then you don't go swimming and you're just like, man, that summer kind of sucked. All I did was work. But I think this might be the exception to the rule this summer. Haven't gone swimming in like maybe 5 years, but this is a pretty good summer so far. Still a couple weeks left. Don't want to tip the cap just yet. Not writing it off. But yeah, it's been a pretty good life I've been living for the most part, You got your daily day-to-day things, those thoughts where you're like, am I on the right path, whatever. But that's just life. It is what it is. I'm happy to be back on the air podcasting for the first time in several months, Like I said, it stinks when I don't get to record because I love recording. I have great stories. I am thinking, I don't know what I want to do moving forward when it comes to my media presence. Like I said, I am tempted to reboot or refresh the blog in some way or another with a rebrand name or whatever. Football season is upon us. I am a Bears blog. The Bears, the blog. That's who I started off as, and it's what I like to do it to an extent. I am liking the media, the verbal recording, even though I stink at talking, which is very bad because I was thinking about using this as a portfolio segment or bit for a football announcement job. It's very bad if you can't talk and you're applying for that job, but I'm still going to shoot my shot. I think I'm qualified for it. What was I saying? Rebooting the blog, and the podcast. Podcast is staying, I think, as the same format. I'm probably not going to, I would like guests or something like that, but I am going to try and record more. That is my goal. It's just, the excuses. Living at home, people at the house, not enough time. Like I had said, no, I like doing this. I like recording it. It's just if I get it published in time. And I only have a brief window of opportunity to record. It seems like no matter what I do throughout the day, I'm always trying to get it in the last 2 hours of my available window of recording it. But I do enjoy doing the podcast. The blog, it's kind of hard to do because I was doing it for 2 years or at least 18 months. It was a grind. And it's very hard when nobody's reading it and you just feel like you're doing something pointless. But I want to give that a try out again. I enjoyed doing it to an extent. It was a labor of love. That's a simple way to say it. And I don't feel like I'm done telling my story of the blog or that chapter of my life just quite yet. So I do want to go back in the blog, and I got a couple things in the hopper. I do want to clear out a bunch of old blogs. Like, I don't think people really need me telling the history of football exactly as much as I would like to do that research, somewhat to an extent, because it's like writing an essay, a 5-page essay, for nobody to read it. And, it's great practice, great skills, but it seems kind of worthless at the moment. I could do short-form blogs, quick thoughts, the Superfan Max thoughts that I'm expressing, and get that long-form blogging intact again. It's just kind of hard sometimes when you're not sitting at your laptop as much as you used to be when I was in school. As bad as it seems, maybe it was part of my downfall. You get bored in class, at least I could justify saying, hey, I wrote like 3 blogs today, instead of taking notes or doing homework. So that's something, one thought. And the thought about the podcast is I kind of have scripts, not full scripts. I do have like outlines of stuff already written down because, like I said, I was thinking about making my return several times throughout the summer. Maybe try to record it in the car and stuff, but I felt like that could be dangerous to an extent. It is just, side streets. But what if I forget a thought? I'm trying to express it. I'm in traffic. I can't look at my notes, and I don't want to feel tempted to look at my phone. So, there was thoughts about it. Maybe if I was going to do a full freelance blog or in the car with somebody else and record it like that, it would be something I would like to try and do. So I am, leaning back and forth on if I want to record podcasts from back then and tell those stories. Because it's not like this is a story blog or podcast where I got to say multiple things. I'm just recapping my week and days. Like, I got a great one from May that I wasn't able to say. Dating back all the way to Mother's Day weekend. It was like that time frame. So right after I stopped recording. Even then, I should have been looking at those notes right now to help tell the story of this podcast in my last 3 months, because now I'm looking at my notes somewhat and figuring out more stuff that I should have been talking about. Like, let's see. This would have been week 14, the Memorial Day weekend podcast. I went to umpire camp. I didn't talk about that today. There was also the Saturday of my 2 stadiums in one day fest. I went to MLB umpire camp at US Cellular Field. Like, I didn't get a chance to talk about that then or now. Mostly said everything in what would have been my 16th episode. Besides, I broke my golf club. I was hitting golf balls that weekend. Took a perfect hit. I had my head down, arms in a triangle, leaned back, had a good swing, connected all the way through. Light swing, had that ding, that good connection with the golf ball, the club head. And it was an older golf head. My golf head just goes flying down the lane, down the driving range. And it was a beautiful hit. I don't even know where the ball went, because I'm like, what's that black thing just flying in the air? And I feel my club be light. Like, it was a good swing. Like, I was a perfect, ideal Tiger Woods swing. And all of a sudden, I'm just distracted because I'm like, oh, my golf head just broke. On my driver, of course. So I'm waiting for a couple people to, like, not hit, and I just book it down the range and go get my club head. So I got to either repair that or hold it as a trophy. I got it in the garage. Let's see. I don't really have anything on week 15. Oh, week 15 was going to be about my going after everybody episode. I was a little angry at that time. My passport in the U.S. Post Office didn't come yet. I know the U.S. Post Office was messing with me, holding me back and forth, yanking my chain when it came to applying for the passport right off the bat. So that probably was possibly delayed. Then Kohl's and Amazon returns. I got to figure out that too. I don't think I went back and yelled about Amazon to that. I think they messing up a couple of my returns. Then I don't think I had anything for week 17 was robbed in NASCAR. Not really. Yeah, the rain robbed me. But yeah, week 13, that was a good episode that I had planned. It was Mother's Day weekend. I got her a nice custom bobblehead of herself as Superwoman as her gift. She loved that. Kind of. She was like, oh, what is this? I don't know. It was like one of those shock the mother faces. Like, oh, come on. What is this? But it was a good gift. She likes it. We got it on display in the house. So obviously it's not in the box anymore, so it's not displayed. Not put away. So there's some joy to it, I guess. Appreciation, per se. Then I got her this nice Mother's Day gift, which was a family tree. Has all the pictures of my siblings. Gotta get a picture of the dog on there. But, it's a nice gift. So if you guys really need a Mother's Day gift for next year, look into those 2 gifts. You really enjoyed them. That's the worst thing about gift giving, in my opinion, sometimes, is you go so high, then it's like, where do I go next? You don't want to go low, but you also want to stay consistent because it's somebody you love, and you're just like, I know that's not the right way to say it, but that office clip where it's like a gift is a way to say how much you love someone in dollar form or physical form. And you just want to keep expressing that love of a gift of like, hey, I want to get you something nice, but I don't know what to get you type thing. Then it always makes me question if, like, do I not love this person if I can't think of a good gift? That's always going through my head during Christmas time, birthday times, Mother's Day, Father's Day. That's why I'm tired of gifts because, you go so high, then it's like, where do you go from there? I can't afford a house give a house away. But, once again, I'll cross that bridge when I cross that bridge, Christmas time. But another good point I had in episode 13, which we're talking baseball all throughout the day. I got to say this story. That's a good joke. I was calling myself Family Guy, whatever. Maybe I blocked out of my mind. I can't remember the exact game. It was one of those May games, obviously. But a whole part of me died at the White Sox game. I was going tonight. Got some hot dogs, brought them to the stadium from Frank's Red Hots because you can bring food in. Won both scoreboard games. Juicy for Life on the Jumbotron and the three-hat switch. Three-card Monty, but with the hats, the hats under the ball. That game. It was I was having a good time. It was a good night. They were, my guy Daryl, he was throwing those t-shirts out into the stands, and it just broke my heart. Not a lot of people at the game, so, a t-shirt gets thrown in my direction. I try to put it in the bread basket, but it bounces off my huge bicep onto a seat row in front of me. So I dive over a row, and it's in a seat next to an old man, and this old man I dive a second too late. I hesitated or whatever. I thought I was going fast. I dive over the row. I grab my hand in the seat, and he just, right in front of me, just nonchalantly pulls the shirt towards him and takes it away from me. I was like, should I get this guy in a hand fight? But I was like, you know what? It's his shirt. It's a loose ball. It's his shirt. Whatever. Kind of upset me, but it is what it is. Then the other part really killed me that night was the boyhood dream was almost achieved. A foul ball hit my hand. I repeat, a foul ball hit my hand. The other a couple months ago at the game. I could live without the t-shirt, but no ball. I'm devastated, defeated, a broken man. I still dream about that every day. And a little part of me, got teased with it Saturday. A ball did skim my arm. Okay, am I still recording? Okay. Yeah, that last part got blocked off, but I'm more than happy to repeat it and live my pain again. Yeah, I'm devastated, broken man, and going to more games doesn't increase my odds. I've been going to games for 23 years, minus 2 for COVID, and 2014 season, so 21 years roughly, 8 games a year, so being generous, 168 games, more probably, but let's scrape that all, whatever, 23 years of games, and that was the closest I've ever come to a ball. It hit my hand, and the opportunity literally slipped out of my hands and rolled away. Going to games doesn't increase my odds. People are like saying, "Oh, you guys got to go to more games." No, it's a Halley's Comet. It only comes once in your lifetime, and my number is 23 years. So my next chance at a ball is at age 46, and then I'll have a kid most likely, and I have to give him the ball. I don't want to win. I don't win. Last night was the night, and I blew it. Sneaky athletic, my butt. This is what happened. A ball is hit in my direction. It's right there. It's coming down. I lean forward. It comes down slowly. I'm not even just like exaggerating. It seemed like the ball was just floating down. It doesn't come down hard or fast at all, and it doesn't really hurt. Well, it hurt my hand afterwards, but it comes down. And it touches my hand. It just touches my hand like gracefully. And it bounces off my palm. I fall over the row of seats. I think I'm getting this thing. I try and stand up. I hit a seat on my leg. And I hit my face off an armrest. And I'm down on my left side. My right arm sticking out as I reach for the ball. And I just watch this thing roll down. And it's empty rows after empty rows. and the seat's just getting further and further away, and my dream slipped away. A part of me died a couple of months ago. It says last night because I was thinking about saying this on the podcast, and it's just, my dream died. I died that day. That and the double doink are the worst days of my life when it comes to sports. I died. It's devastating. I still think about that ball every once in a while. Every time we'll go in a game, my worst fear is that I catch a ball and there's a kid next to me and I have to give the ball to the kid. In this game, there was nobody at that game, which makes it even worse. My boyhood dream was not achieved. I don't think it will ever be achieved. I'm devastated. I think my laundry's done, so let's kick it to a quick commercial break and let's act like I don't do the commercial myself every week new. We briefly talked about it in this episode that summer's coming to an end. And you know what that means. September and October are coming around. That's cuffing season. You got to have a girlfriend. Your summer fling, hopefully it lasts. I don't know if it did. I don't know how well you did. But if your summer fling is going well and you're in the cuffing season, I need you to get your girlfriend a gift. And know what gift you're going to get her. You go to wearnkd.com and use promo code Perez.Josemax for 40% off and free shipping. Lots of bundles to choose from. It's date night. It's getting serious. The Weekender or the One Night Stand bundle. Great selection of bottoms to choose from as well, such as the Weekend Thong, the Cheeky Bikini. That also comes in black, and the Classic Thong. They also got a nice lacy bralette. All reasonably priced items ranging from $17 to $49 before you use promo code Perez.Josemax, which will get you 40% off and free shipping. And come on, if it's cuffing season, you're getting lucky. You need these nice underwear on her. You're going to like it. She's going to love it. It's a great product to wear. It's good material. And it's going to make you feel better because NKD is a great product. For every pair of underwear you buy, they donate an equal set to a women's shelter. And underwear is the number one thing that women/homeless shelters surprisingly need. And that's just not, a cuffing season deal and a summer deal. That's what they're about. That's their mission statement. And you can learn more about NKD underwear by going to their website, where nkd.com. That's WEARNKD.com. And check out their products. Look at their Instagram of @NKD underwear. That's their Instagram. And remember, use promo code Perez.Josemax for 40% off and free shipping. You're going to love this product. It's great. WearNKD.com. Probably should record that commercial right after my upsetting story of my boyhood dream being shattered. Because you can tell I'm like kind of sad in that intro. But it is what it is. Put the laundry in the dryer. Got one more load to do. Got to fold the work clothes. I'm trying to think what else I want to talk about. What else I got going on this week? What's new with me? I feel like I'm pretty caught up. I went through all my notes at the time. And got Labor Day at the end of the month. No big Labor Day plans. I'm staying here. Not going anywhere. So we'll be recording podcasts in the next couple weeks. This episode's coming up Friday the 18th. I know I'm going to the Sox game on the 25th. But yeah, I got nothing big or major besides the podcast coming back. I am uploading this on Friday. Like I said, I will be brainstorming some more on what I want to do for the blog and how I want to rebrand it, get more blogs out. I do have a couple, like I said, notes on stuff I would like to write about in the next coming days. But yeah, I'm back. Did my ad read. Talked a lot. Opened up about how my boyhood dream is shattered. Didn't really talk about how I'm broke, so this doesn't sound like a bad financial advisor podcast. I won $28, or how much did I win at the casino? I won some money at the casino when I went to Niagara Falls. More about Niagara Falls, just another brief thing if you're going. Maid of the Mist is pretty cool. That's the ride that you go, the ride on the ferry, where they take you to as close as they can to the water. Granted, if you got that or the Maid of the Mist, or that's the Made of the Mist. The cave's winds, I would do the cave winds because you could actually touch the water. You're like in the actual waterfall of one of them because there's 3 waterfalls when you come to Niagara Falls. The big one, the Bridal, and the American. I believe the big one's called the Horseshoe. What else do we want to talk about? What else do we got on the docket? Been spending money like a dummy. Got to figure out my final total for the year on the White Sox season. Here's Garrett. Can you give us a sniff? Hey, Garrett, can you speak? Speak. Let's see if I could trick him with a Tic Tac. I wouldn't give my dog Tic Tacs. You want it? Speak. 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 You want a treat? Speak. Speak. Great podcasting right here. The next dumb thing I gotta spend my money on are some boots. So, Red Wing steel toe boots. If you guys get this ad, I would be gladly to wear your boots. Those boots aren't dumb. They're tough. Red Wing boots. Expensive though. Or any type of boots. I'll wear any type of boots, be honest. If anybody's gonna send me some and advertise with me, I'd gladly read your an ad read. I'll make a custom ad read for you guys every week. Whatever boots. If you're stomping a full out, you're on the dock, you want these boots. That's one. Probably wouldn't go with the violent one, but I'll definitely tailor my ad reads to what you guys like, what you guys want. But besides that, till next week, I think that's it. Those were my thoughts going into my bad mic in less than 59 minutes. So this concludes the episode of the Superfan Max Power Hour in less than 60 minutes presented by the blog. Talk to you next week, hopefully. Thank you for listening, because this is Superfan Max signing off. I dropped my Tic Tac. There we go. We got to speak. We got a dog speak. I am podcasting with the dog at times. All right. Now we're really signing off. I got to go see what that's going on. And you know what? I think this was a good episode. I'm happy to be back. Thank you. Thank you for listening, everybody.